Right, good morning all. It is Thursday 4th of September. This is actually take number 2 to the start of this video because I had it on the wrong setting. I did a time lapse instead of general footage. So what you'll see in the next clip is me doing everything I'm just about to talk about. So I do apologise for that, but at least the footage is sped up for you. I made a mistake on yesterday when I did the underwater footage showing the changes, the differences, what 31 nets had made compared to 21. I was actually doing another test. Over the last 2 weeks I haven't cleaned barrel 2 because I wanted to see what the water would be like when I went away on holiday, just in case the person didn't feel confident in cleaning it or whatever. So I just wanted to see what the water would be like. So the footage you saw yesterday was 13 days worth of no cleaning in barrel 2, and there was an improvement compared to 7 days. So I always clean the filters of barrel 1 on a Monday. I boil it up, dump the waste, replace the water, and then on a Thursday is the main filter clean, which is 2 boils of barrel 1, and the barrel 2 is cleaned out with the filter matting and the floss, and the filter nets are boiled up just to get rid of any waste that's built up or whatever. And also the triple sieve filter. So then the sieve itself is cleaned twice a day generally by me, every day, and there's 2 filter pads in there and filter floss, and I clean the filter floss and pads on a Monday and a Thursday. Other than that I don't touch it because the sieve's pretty good, takes out a lot of the waste. So what I've done today, obviously, this is 14 days since barrel 2's been cleaned. So that's had a normal clean now, like everything else has. I'm now topping up the water that I've taken out, and because it's Thursday I've got my clay. That's what I was mixing up just then. That clay comes out of Indonesia. It's always come out of Indonesia. Every time I try and buy it, which I think comes out of Thailand, it's not. So yeah, so this goes in on a Thursday, and then what I'll do, I will do the footage, normal footage of underwater on Tuesday, after the Monday clean. So everything is exactly the same how I've always done it. I've always done the cleaning on the Monday and then the underwater footage on a Tuesday. So that's what will come up on Tuesday, and we'll see what's happening. I mean, it should be better results than what it was last week. If it's not, I don't know, that don't make no sense, but I'm sure it will be fine. But yeah, so I'm just mixing that up. Just doing a load of other jobs around the house and that at the minute. It's just, you know, obviously with the water hassles I've had with the leaks. Then I've been painting the walls. The wife noticed 1 out of 3 walls that I've painted, and the other 2 she hadn't noticed. I said, what do you think of the walls then? She says, oh yeah, I've seen that one already, I saw that last week. I was like, I've done another 2 since then. I've done more of this brickwork as well. I showed you that I'd filled along here up, and then yesterday I've done these, and then I went along here, I finished those up to the end, and I've got that part done as well. And then obviously the weather was turning, so I haven't gone round and done this section yet. But the wife was like, "Why do you keep going to the building shop getting sand and cement? I don't understand what you're doing." I was like, "Oh, I've started laying it in the bricks." She was like, "Where? I don't know what you mean." I was like, "Right, well, not noticing too much." She said, "What are you doing that for?" I said, "Oh, I don't really know, to be honest. It's just, I think it looks tidier, and it prevents the weeds and that coming through." I mean, I originally filled them up with sand, but over time the weeds and that come through. No doubt, I'm sure the weeds will probably come through again like the sand and cement, but it will take a while. And the wife was like, "I don't really understand what you're doing." So, oh well, never mind. Keeps me entertained. So, right, I'm going to put my clay treatment in now. You won't be able to see me doing it because you're on a tripod. You'll see the water change in colour. Right, so that's the clay treatment in. I don't know if that picks it up on camera. It probably does a little bit, but the net don't help. Let me take you around there. You can kind of see it just going around now towards the skimmer. So yeah, I'll continue doing my jobs around the house that don't get noticed, I guess, and I'll come back to you on Tuesday. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday the 22nd of September. You would have just seen the underwater footage showing the differences between 31 floating nets and 21. That is the correct footage now, showing what the water looks like with the proper cleaning routine that I do, and it was a lot better, so a lot happier with that. Unfortunately, the next day when I come out, which was the Wednesday, come out to feed the fish like I normally do about 7:15 in the morning, and everyone was at the bottom, sulking basically. And obviously, you know when something's not right with your fish. So I did some water tests. Ammonia, nitrite was good. Nothing showing, but I had nitrate. Not a high amount of nitrate, but I was showing, and I also had a pH crash. Not sure what's happened there, but it went from about 7.2 to 6.4, I believe it was. So I did a partial water change the next day, just to bring them back up. I checked the pH and it was still a little bit low, and what I use, which probably a lot of other people use as well, is baking soda. So I buy this sodium bicarbonate from a local supermarket here in Thailand, and everything went back to normal the following day. So yeah, I do suffer with pH crashes, and some of the ponds sometimes, even though I run oyster shells. So it's something in the future I may look into adding more. But I'm just going to start testing every day now. Normally I test like every 3 days. It's like a minute job, but I'm just gonna do it every day now, really. I went away for 5 days, well 4.5 days, and my wife's friend came over and gave the fish their food like once a day instead of 3 times a day, what I normally feed them. But I was really grateful for her coming over and helping out. And on the way back from our trip away, well, wife was on a work trip, but she asked if I wanted to go along and hang out in the hotel, so that's what I did. On the way back she said, oh, there's a shop selling bags of salt. And I was like, oh, that's handy, I could do with some salt. And normally I buy them in ½ kilo bags at the shop down the road, but it worked out quite expensive that way. And this is 30 kilos and it cost me 70 baht. So 4, 8, less than 2 English pounds. Yeah, probably like 85 pence. So well happy with that. I would have bought more, but the car was absolutely rammed with stuff, and that ended up being led across the back seats, well, on the floor at the back. So but 30 kilos is going to last me ages. I'll take a note of this and see how long, but I mean that'll probably last me up to half next year, I expect. All of my ponds are salted at 0.03, maintained at that, but when you've got it in the system, it takes a long time to come out, and when you're topping it up, it's very minimal what you're putting in. Something else I thought about when I was going away, so I'm on 2 pumps, one for the skimmer, one for the retro bottom drain. So I've got 3 outlets over there, 2 for the skimmer and 1 for the main filter system. And normally what I do in the mornings is at 9 AM I put the air pump on, and then at 6 o'clock in the evening I turn it off. So obviously during the night I am saving a bit of electricity. The only reason I turn it off is because I have 2 pumps. If I had 1 pump, I wouldn't turn it off. Because of the heat over here, we're like, you know, 33 degrees majority of the time, like that's like base, and then it goes up to like 38, 40, which is, you know, warm. So I obviously add more oxygen in during the day. And I didn't want to ask my wife's friend to turn on, turn off the switch, because obviously she was only coming once a day. So what I've ended up doing, it's just come about 10 minutes ago, I've just finished setting it up. Electric timer. So this one's digital, you know, if that picks it up on camera. It's got 16 settings on there for 7 days a week, and I've just got one setting set up, and it's to turn on at 9:15 in the morning and turn off at 6 o'clock in the evening. The only downside is I can no longer shut my electric box, which is a bit of a pain, but we are undercover here, so I might just end up putting a little latch or string or something across there, or I might add another cable and put an extension, but I don't know. I mean, they're proper plug sockets, so I could run an extension and maybe put them down here by my speed controllers for my pumps, because obviously this realistically it needs to be shut. But yeah, so that is going to save a job now every day, and I don't have to keep flicking the switch on and off twice a day, and that it's on a timer, nice and easy. Probably should have thought about doing that before, but because I'm here most of the time, it's not really an inconvenience to hit the switch on and off twice a day. But hopefully that should sort that problem out. And yeah, everything else seems to be okay at the moment. I had a bit of a mare on my grow on last week, the Monday when I was doing the filter clean. Just wasn't thinking, and every fortnight I take the pumps out and strip them down and give them a bit of a service. And when I was cleaning, I accidentally knocked the impeller off, and it snapped the impeller shaft, which is like made out of porcelain. I mean, it's so brittle, it's ridiculous. Why they ever thought about using that? I mean, yeah, it's my fault I broke it, but that's actually the second one I've broken about 18 months now. Luckily I had a spare pump with a metal impeller shaft, non-magnetic obviously. It was a slight bit shorter, but it went in the pump, and it's been working for over a week now with no hassle. So that was a bit of a result, really, because it annoyed me, but it's one of those things, isn't it? But this has had the clean this morning, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I keep thinking to change it, build it a bit bigger, take this roofing down and extend it a bit. I've seen tanks over here with windows, but I'm not sure if they're glass or perspex, so I need to look into that more. I don't know whether I will build it out of blocks and put in a bottom drain. I really don't know, because if I'm going to do that, I need to make it worthwhile and make the size of it really good, like considerably bigger. And I've just got other projects going on and that, and you know, you've got to work out what's priority, what's not, and hobbies. All hobbies aren't really cheap, are they? And koi keeping is just one of them. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I'll either wrap this video up here, or I'll do something else and come back to you. I would like to, I'm thinking of putting an upflow or uplift filter thing on this, where it's controlled by the air pump, so the air will force the water up. And I'm thinking of buying more of these flower pots like I've got down here, and I'll turn it into a sort of a bog filter, but I'm thinking of putting some plants along the back. So if I can set it up so the water height is above the flower roots at all time, so when the air pump switched off, the flowers are still going to be submerged in water, and then I'll try and put it all the way along the back, or more than half of it, I guess, and then the water will just come out over there as well, I guess. But I need to find the flower pots first, because I need to find something, because these ones, if you see here, they've got like these lips, and I want to use the Hydra seals, and I don't think they're going to seal very good on there, even though I have no problem with Hydra seals whatsoever. But they've all been used on round or flat surfaces. They're not like, I mean, these, I mean, brilliant invention. Whoever came up with the idea of these is so much cleaner than having like these sort of connectors. And I've never had one leak, where joints like this I've had leaks. So yeah, I don't know, if I find them soon, I'll make them and I'll put them into this video. If not, I'll come back with another little clip before I wrap this video up. So I'll come back to you when I do something else. Right, morning everyone. It's Wednesday, 1st of October. Today I'm going to make the uplift little filter. Well, it's not really a filter, it's going to be held just for the plants for the back of the main pond. The plant pots turned up on Sunday afternoon, but it was my birthday on Monday, so I decided to have a day out with the wife instead of messing around. So today's like a bit of a free morning for me, so I'm gonna put this together. I haven't got the pea gravel and I haven't got the flowers yet. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna make up the uplift and just check to make sure I've got enough flow with the air pump and to make sure there's enough air left for an air stone inside the pond. So I'll just assemble this quickly and then I'll come back to you once I've got the uplift made. Right, I've been at this for about an hour and a half now and it's not quite worked out, so I'm going to show you what I've got and call this a work in progress for the next video, I think, because I don't have the pea gravel and I haven't got the flowers and I haven't worked this out yet. Hopefully you can see that. Let me put that there, make sure you can see it, sort of. Put that there a little bit. Right, so got 3 inch into 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch into 3/4, 3/4 into half, and this is out of 1/2 inch. So you feed your air line through the top all the way down through the bottom. Like so, and then you put your air stone at the bottom. Right, I'm going to put that there. I'll put this plant pot, just a demonstration, not where it's going to sit, I don't think. Right, so I'll put this down into here. I'm just going to hold it and show you where I'm having some problems. Right, so air pump on. Right, that there, that's about correct. Now obviously this is going to be spun round and it's going to somehow go into here. Originally I wanted to go into here, but the pipes will look rubbish, so it's going to have to go in through here and I'll mount this over here somehow. But this pipe here obviously got to be spun round and I want it somewhere about 1 inch from the top. And as you can see, if I put that around the inch mark, it sometimes struggles, and trying to get this in the right position, it seems to be generating like airlocks or something. I mean, like that, that's pretty good at the moment. I've messed around with it for like an hour and a half. I mean, like nearly, it's nearly working. It's not quite right. So I think one of my issues are, going back to the old issue, is air pump. I think the air pump's suffering a little bit. It's not powerful enough. I've tried moving the height of the air pump so it's above the height of this, because I thought maybe that was wrong, because I've had it before where I've had an air pump lower than the air stone, and when you turn the air pump off it backflowed and it killed my air pump, and I really don't want that happening again. So I need to make sure I get it right, because if I blow up that air pump, I'll be in a bit of trouble. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up for this video, because I need to work it out really a bit more. It's not a fail, it's just a work in progress, I guess. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you when I've finally got this sorted. Thank you very much.